This rotation is everything. This rotation is the game. Kenny starts to push through Ticket, and then it's Shotzi who's off spawn that follows up, and he's able to kind of take his place. Like, Seattle off of this kill is still so focused. They think the hit's coming from the top side of the map. Kenny's right there with them, but there's the shots, there's the kill, and then he jumps out and finds another. Nasty, dude. Wow. What a finish. What up, COD fans? Let's get into this. I'm excited to bring this kind of back. For those that have been following me, you guys may remember I did a handful of these on live stream back in the day. But this year, we're going to be trying to do this on a more regular basis, giving some live reactions as well as trying to break down some of the key moments of each of these hot maps we've got. So we've got OpTic in Seattle, Skidrow. Woo! Have not actually had a chance to see this yet. And please, let me know what you guys think about this, because I don't know if this is going to be good content or not. I don't know what you guys want to see. I'm just ready to kind of get into it and start tackling this game a little bit more. So let's go ahead and jump this in, see what we got. Skidrow, first hardpoint. Yeah, I mean, expect there to be low engagement, just kind of based on what we've seen in scrims and some of the opening matches. But we'll see who kind of maybe dictates the flow and tempo better than the other squad. I feel like that's probably who ends up coming on top of this game. Yeah, good start. It's just one of those things that as you kind of look at it, what we often expect to see is that, hey, try to mitigate as much as possible so you can give yourself a free backup. So there's a little bit of that already going on. Free flood coming forward as well, Surf Seattle. So it looks like they're going to get some pretty good control here. Yeah, and I love this idea too from Seattle, just kind of playing in front of this platform so you can kind of swarm in and out of all the buildings with your SMGs. Spawns should still be fine with this play, so you kind of see Abuza and Hook doing the same thing, just kind of dominating inside this space and then using that as a chance to make life as difficult as humanly possible for OpTic. Really solid start here from Seattle. Really love what I'm seeing. RCD's inside the hardpoint, getting 5. So it really does look like this duality between SMGs up front, ARs in the back was working out great for the Seattle team. And that's something that they've done over the course of the first handful of games, and where they've really surprised us, I think, based on where our opening expectations were. OpTic already rotating. I mean, this is unreal. They're already kind of giving up on any of these hits, and they're trying to funnel around the back, seeing if they can get a couple of lanes just being locked in over towards 3. Yeah, this is just one of those hard points that you expect you're going to chalk and rotate really, really quickly. Just comes down to, can OpTic actually control where Seattle spawns? Wow, man, this is an unreal start from Seattle. Holy smokes, Illy gets a couple in mid? This is unreal. What a transition from Seattle. OpTic couldn't get their setup, it looked like, at all. OpTic picked it up, but as soon as the first kill comes in play, wow, they all turn. You are OpTic. Oh, really good. For the pinch too. Hook just with the rival. Yeah, love it. Small little moment where OpTic are just sitting here saying, okay, we're spawning kind of up in this area. Let's see if we can get someone around the back and just pinch it. Yeah, that works out really, really nicely. I like that a lot. You disrupt that time, make sure it's contested. You might get not enough though. Goodness gracious. Illy and the ARs are on a burner. This is a hell of a start for Seattle. Are you kidding me? Have to lock this up if you're OpTic. You have to lock P4, just because the lead's already making this game almost over. At least the teammates can hold on. While that is going on, we're still. What does that do to spawns? What does that do to spawns? Surge trying to get up, and RC's wins the one-on-one versus Shotzi. Okay, so they're able to track behind through apartments. They fly on through the hill, trying to find a timing. Abuza and Hook, the rivals in hand. Should clean that up, Chalet. Wow, this is so good for Seattle. Unreal good. Good play from Shotzi. Okay, so let's just take a moment and actually do our first breakdown of kind of how this hit unfolds here for the side of Seattle. So trying to get over towards these corner hard points, and what I mean by that are the hard points that kind of border the outside of the map, which is really all of them. Now that I'm starting to draw it, like when you've got the map bordering the backside of the hardpoint, you often can really, really easily flip around spawns if you can find one point of ingress, which it looks like for Seattle, the whole idea coming off of 3 is they know they're late, so they're going to try to take the safe route all the way back through apartments, and then if the kills come through, it'll actually force OpTic to kind of default spawn towards this back half of the hard point. So it allows you to control at least where the next assumed hit will come from if you do find kills on this rotation. So the fact that they're able to find this little route around the back, you get a couple of players who spawn mid-map, it sets up this little natural pinch, and it works out really, really nicely for Seattle. I feel like we've seen a lot of teams off this P3 just try to run through some of these 2 middle lanes, but I actually like that they take a little bit more of a patient approach, go all the way around the back, make sure that you get good lines of sight in case anyone from OpTic is
playing in front of the hard point. And then if you do find kills, it'll force OpTic to more so spawn to the left side of the hill. And then once we start to get a bit of a split spawn situation where you can double hit this, it actually works out with a really nice sense of control, because Seattle off their second set of spawns will be able to kind of control this and move in from the back. So you know you're fighting this 50-50 right down the middle of the hard point, where you've got Seattle who kind of control this back barber room, and then you've got kind of this kitchen room that OpTic have. So it kind of gives you an idea of where that 50-50 is going to come from, and it actually works out really nicely from Seattle. Let's just watch this back again, see how this all happens. But there's the spawn mid-map. Penny's able to get one through, but it's an easy trade. And watch what happens to the spawns here for OpTic. They're going to be hitting with just a little bit of this weird pinch, and actually I kind of missed it, but there was one other player after this run through mid. Number 6 in Abuza actually does spawn up in this weird spot, so it'd be questioning to see if Seattle gets a read on if this was indeed going to be a mid spawn, because this is kind of weird to have this status of spawns going on, and you can see Illy's kind of looking behind just in case. So it is a little strange, but it ends up finding itself into that same 50-50 where OpTic's on one side, Seattle's on the other. So again, I think it's just a really nice idea in terms of how do you control how the map moves as you go to those outside hard points that border the backside of the map. And you can see again, OpTic spawning way in the wrong position here. You just don't want to be all the way down here trying to run in from tunnel side every single time, so you get a mid cut. That works out well for Kenny. Full feed, love to see it. And now you can go to rotate. Yeah, perfect. So you get a nice little clean hit. You can rotate back, try to set up this little bit of a scrimmage line right through the middle of the map, and then hopefully freely rotate back over. Yeah, this is how you come back. OpTic are stabilizing. Pred finessing at mid map. Good space, good time.
Set up once again. Nice rotation over to P5. You already have Dashy watching that cross.
Preddy getting called in? Bruce. Sorry, I just got done casting COD Mobile World Championships. They called a Pred missile there.
While that was going on, it looks like RC was able to
nice route from Shotzzy.
Take down Dashy.
Spawns still aren't good though. You're still in this weird situation where OpTic is kind of spawning up here, Seattle's kind of spawning down here. You got to clean out, and okay, a couple of kills up top. That should start to stabilize all this OpTic defense to watch towards the bottom. Perfect. Listen in. Let's take a listen.
Cross on the booth, nice, good shit. They might start spawning tunnel, boys. I'm pitching alley.
Oh, good comms.
Let's go. Big fucking break right here, bro. He's holding alley, Panther. Big break. Radio color, one shot. They're actually this in there. I'm looking over your top AC. Yeah, I'm right side AJ. They're gonna be one. Back alley, bro. I'm holding the window. Play back alley.
I love that moment. Just for a second, just going to pause and kind of talk about as they're moving through this rotation. You already have lockdown coming in here. You're talking about hearing this call over towards ticket. Just lock it down. Make sure you hold it. They're also getting a player through garage to watch the jump door. And there's that one comm of they might spawn over towards tunnel here, boys, is the exact call. And that's a really huge heads up play because it allows this player over here to kind of focus towards the back if he needs to. One last clearance for Dashy confirms that no one is here. So he's watching this long upper alley. You've got someone watching the mid garage pinch, someone watching towards ticket. So you've essentially claustrophobically pinned Seattle deep to where they don't have a chance to re-hit this again. And every single second is a big second considering where we are in the score. Really good stuff to try to close this out. Let's keep listening in.
Back alley. One window room, Millie. Okay, I need your plan. I want to back alley. Back alley, who's absent all time? Back alley, dead. I'm your window room, kid. You're not telling me. I'm trying to window room. Window room. In the corner. Push you fast. Watch out. Nice. One shot in window room. In window room, absolute boozer. One shot in window room. Nice shot, AJ. You right yourself. Take your time.
Oh!
That's all. You're not up. Ready, you're right.
Wow.
Okay, let's make sure we can do. We can get back in the game.
Wow, this is early chalk.
Only one guy knew. It's Ender. He's shooting me crossing. Fuck. He's all good. He's on P5. He's blue crate. I have garage. Yo, what guy was P5? Did we kill that guy? I spawned ticket. Almost pitching me down. P5 was. I spawned ticket. P5 low. He's garage. I can kill this. I'm behind him. Ticket. Say hello.
The cops are there, just trying to trying to run the guys. Like, hey,
it's so difficult to talk about how you break in towards P1 here, especially with things starting to get a little chaotic where you've got a bit of a split kind of situation going on. This is the exact moment that I think things start to really kind of change here for OpTic, because this is off of that breakdown that we just talked about where you're kind of largely focusing on trying to claustrophobically pin in Seattle. But once you start to find success and there's a lot of chase happening to try to take number 5 and Hook off this corner, then it's down to like, okay, well, Dashy actually is not really a part of this play. He's trying to watch over the top of the site, or the hard point at this point. Everyone else kind of has to funnel from the front. And Seattle actually gets a really solid read on this, and a couple of good kills allows them a chance to kind of, again, put a little bit of chaos in towards what OpTic wants to do in terms of their setup, largely from this back side, because they're so split. And you very quickly start to realize that the clock on the hard point just runs out on OpTic here. They're so worried about trying to get all these trades that they just kind of lose focus over towards the hard point in particular. And then at 35 seconds still on the hard point, this is when you start to see the value for both teams heading over towards what's coming up towards Nuke. And for Seattle, that makes a lot more sense, right? Because they've already gotten 25 seconds on this time. They can finesse 1 or 2 players at the old hill just to make sure they get a little bit of extra time. And largely speaking, then you've got the ability to throw more resources on rotation. You hear OpTic calling out that Illy is going to be sitting over towards this back blue position for longer than they would like. So it gets a little bit mixy, but I think that largely speaking that this is the only option for OpTic, just because they didn't find the kills they needed to cleanly transition from the last hard point back to P1. And then this moment where the I spawn ticket call comes through, this kind of allows them a chance to sneak behind and open the door. This is actually huge for Pred, trying to pinch up this Seattle setup and kind of making this break attempt just non-existent. They don't have a chance to get back over once OpTic have high ground control and that pinch to vacate some space. Really good stuff here from OpTic. This should be a full 60, and they should be right back into the game. Love this pinch from Shotzi. Love this pinch from Shotzi. Perfect timing. RCD's kid do nothing from up here. Woo! Nice shots. Okay, 1 for 1 there's not bad. Can you follow up? Oh, dude. Hook is disgusting. I know it's not the most impressive double in the world, but that's an important double kill for Seattle trying to rotate over to 3 here. Oh, he doesn't see it behind the door. Oh, no. Dang. Oh, and this is going to be very similar here, but even more convincing for Seattle, you'd think, right? I mean, you've got a deep player who's going to be all responsible for blocking spawns and making sure nothing comes the backside through this barber area and this back kind of laundry spot. And then everyone else can just hold kind of close corners with SMGs and lock down the tight spaces. And you got number 6 and Nabuza who can float and fill wherever he needs to. This is a dangerous setup here. Wait, Kenny sneaks through? Do they see this? Oh, they do. Wow. Yeah, so this is the beauty about this setup is you just get into a top gun position on top of platform, top of windows over to the backside of apartments, and you can control where OpTic spawn the entire time. Good first. Either at P3 or P4. To bring this close, try to nice. Take that lead. Good play. Just a 2-2 split there for OpTic. That's all it is. All that is just 2 players able to get through the front and mid. 2 players come through the front and the back alley. Win out your trades. Break the hard point. No follow-up, though. Okay. This rotation is everything. This rotation is the game. Remember, last time we were here, it was Seattle who was making the play first, right? And they did this huge, long play around the back. OpTic are doing something different, though. They've got 1 player kind of here, but it looks like they're taking Kenny and Shotzi through mid. We'll be curious to see if they're down low or up top. Do they try to make this play over towards tunnel side, or do they try to cut through playground? That's going to be what we need to watch here to see what they want to do. And it may determine on what Pred gets on this 1v1. Huge. Do they try to wrap this now quick? Kenny gives a nice little cut. Apartment complex focus for OpTic. They should spawn bottom side. Yeah. Seattle to the left. Is that where they spawn at? Towards P2? Yep. Whoa. Huge. Oh, they're trying to cut Shotzi over towards the backside of P2. Dangerous moment here. 20 seconds still to play for, but... Oh, not good. Should be a tie game. Good kills, though, for Seattle. Whoa, Pred. If he gets that third, oh my god. Kenny? Wait. Did they even see him? Wait, Seattle are lost on this rotation. Hold on. Watch this route that Kenny takes. This is kind of strange. So again, we kind of mentioned it for a moment. There was like this focus where OpTic were trying to get over towards P2 side. So eventually watch over the top of this hard point. It's a nice solid strategy. The kills from Pred, where he's on screen right now, him cleaning out the entire middle of the map actually allows Kenny to kind of go unchecked around the back here by the look of it, because Seattle are so focused on this mid garage and tunnel push that they don't actually see Kenny get through. What happens to spawns here?
So they're gonna need
Where does Seattle spawn? Hardpoint's not open yet. Oh, they spawn back in mid. Wait, how does Kenny get... Oh, he just misses a piece of timing. Huge. Oh, should flip it. Wow.
Trophy onto the point in early break from Big Ken. With the follow-up in OpTic. With a chance to win it on this point.
I love this from Pred too. This is so cool. And there is just this little bit of luck. I don't want to say like full out because it's just a good route that he takes, but it is one of those situations that Pred, this is right when Pred gets taken down here inside mid. But Kenny starts to push through Ticket, and then it's Shotzzy who's off spawn that follows up. And he's able to kind of take his place. So you get this little setup. There's still this focus to where Dashy can play alongside this part of the map how he sees fit. And then when Pred gets up, he just kind of continues to find 1v1s. It looks like right inside the middle of the map, even though Seattle spawned there. It's just, look how much focus Seattle are spending towards this top area of the map, so to speak. Like they spawn in and it looks like they're trying to get hallway control and just lock things down by kind of playing this type of a bunker. But I think they miss largely on the fact that they don't have anyone checking for anything down on the bottom side of the map. It's really strange. Yeah, you can see there's a little bit of chaos here for both Hook and Arceus. They're not really sure where to look. And Shotzzy goes completely unchecked at mid. Even still, you can kind of see it. Like Seattle off of this kill is still so focused. They think the hit's coming from the top side of the map. Number 6 and Abuza was still watching for it. And in the meantime, everything's coming down low. Shotzzy gets the corner on Ticket. Pred will spawn over towards back murals. He can rotate into mid because everything else is focused from the front. Oh, man. What a play. And Dashy's been chilling the entirety of this round. He's been like up here. He's been over top. He's just been playing super slow. And when you know it, he's got himself a cruise. Did they just hold it all the way?
They need a break here. OpTic can win it. You still have the cruise as well on Dashy if he wants to use it, but just gonna opt for the gun.
Oh, Shotzzy's in trouble. Boy, good help. Wait, good help. Look at the help route that's being taken here by Pred. The double spawn comes up for Kenny and Pred, and Pred's gonna just run up towards Water Tower on this top platform, and he's able to get the kill onto Illy to keep Shotzzy in the hard point. Watch this route. Kenny's right there with him, but there's the shots, there's the kill, and then he jumps out and finds another. Nasty, dude. Wow. What a finish. What a finish, and they get the final tick. Pred popped off. Holy smokes. What a comeback effort. So there's a couple of big moments, and I kind of want to go back to this one. This is right as OpTic are finishing off the cleanup of P3, and they're making this move over towards Barber side. We talked about it a couple of times. Seattle liked to play through this back side of the map where they were able to get apartment control and then kind of full flood from the back and 50-50 this hill. That's not necessarily the same thing that OpTic do on this exit. I think largely because of who spawns up where. Kenny and Shotzzy in the middle of the map means that you've got the opportunity to quickly off the old time, which there's only 7 seconds left. You can make an early play here. So it's not as full-handed as what Seattle did around the back, but there is still focus, and it does start with this 1v1 between Pred and Arceus, where Pred is able to open up that space. If he loses that gunfight, this hit very different for how OpTic are able to play through the middle of the map, I think. But I think it's just a simple fact that Kenny takes this nice pinch route after Shotzzy helps clear things out around the back. And I think this is a huge, huge moment because we're at 167 to 201. And as soon as this route gets hit, you can see there's Shotzzy through mid. Pred gets the kill on the back. And then Kenny sneaks through and is able to help out off this pinch. So it keeps Seattle completely pinned. They no longer have anyone out here to play any defense. They no longer have anyone in here to play any defense. And it's just, you watch this doorway, I'll watch that doorway. Let's hope this guy can get here through tunnel to help in time.
Here now the big push from OpTic.
Really big.
Everywhere. First pick is through. First trade is on.
And this hardpoint's the difference, right? I mean, that moment right there for me is the major difference in this map. Intense first map. I hope you guys enjoyed this content. Again, it's just small little reactionary things. I think you guys will enjoy that. Just kind of things that for this particular weekend, I didn't have a chance to watch these games live, so I'll probably do a handful more of these. But I also just kind of wanted to draw and point to some of the things that I'm looking out for and some of the things that maybe can get you guys more active as you're watching through the mini map and how the team is moving across the board. So let me know if you guys enjoyed this type of content. Make sure you sub. We're gonna be uploading a lot more regularly throughout the year on the channel. So any support that you guys can provide is super, super massive. And of course, we'll catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.